Recording? We're recording. Alright. Hey guys. So today I wanted to talk about birds. And specifically, I want to talk about bird morphology. Yeah, it's kind of a big word, right? So, bird morphology, let's break it down. Why do we have birds? Where are birds here? Well, 66 million years ago, there was a giant asteroid that came hurling from space down towards Earth. And it killed a lot of things. One of them being the dinosaurs. Almost all the dinosaurs died because of this asteroid. But not the ones that flew. The flying dinosaurs survived. And they became what we now know as birds. A lot of people think that a lot of the later dinosaurs actually did have feathers too. Kind of crazy, right? So let's talk about the other part of the word. Morphology. That's kind of a big scary one. So let's break that down too. Morph. Morph means to kind of change its appearance and look different. And then ology just means the study of something. So bird morphology is the study of how birds look different. It's not that hard, right? So yeah, today I want to talk about a lot of the birds that you might see around DeKalb and why they look different, and you can kind of figure out why they look the way they do and the things that they need to do. The first bird I want to talk about is the robin. You know, you might see robins in your yard. They're everywhere because they love eating worms. And it's really easy to get to the worms when there's grass everywhere. You might see robins hunting in the grass. They'll stop, they'll look, they'll listen, and then they'll dive for the worm. Robins have a really pretty song, and you might have been woken up to it before. And look, they have blue eggs. The next group of birds I want to talk about are the icterids. Icterids are often just all called blackbirds because they usually have a mostly black coloring to them. The red-winged blackbird is the most common of the icterids, and as the name might suggest, it actually is a blackbird. The males are all black with red and yellow patches on their shoulders. They use these patches to try and impress females, but they can also hide them if predators are around. The females look much different. This is called dimorphism. Di means two, and as we know, morph means to look different. So these birds have two different looks. In any bird species, the females are often more dull colored because they need to hide and sit on the eggs and protect the babies. Another bird in this group is the grackle. Grackles tend to get kind of a bad rap because they're mean to other birds, especially at bird feeders. But if you catch them in just the right light, they shimmer blue, green, purple, and even gold. Brown-headed cowbirds are also in this group. Cowbirds actually lay their eggs in the nests of other birds, and they're kind of adopted in their new family. Cowbird songs are one of my absolute favorites. The last icterid I want to show you is the Baltimore Oriole. They're attracted to oranges because they look just like them. Oftentimes you can guess what a bird eats by looking at its beak. Birds that eat seeds tend to have a shorter, rounder beak, good for crushing seeds. Cardinals are probably one of the most recognizable birds in our environment. That's probably why they are our state bird. Cardinals are also a good example of dimorphism. Male cardinals like to perch on the top of trees for the best view to sing as loud as they can. Cardinals' signature mohawk is called a crest. The crest is used to show their emotions. Just like a dog wags its tail or we move our muscles in our face to smile. Here's another bird that likes to communicate with its crest. When I was walking by Little John, I saw Lucy in 5th grade, and she told me that she found out that this is a ruby-crowned kinglet. Birds that eat fish tend to have really big bills. This white pelican uses its enormous bill to catch fish almost like a net. Here's another fisherman, the great blue heron. They slowly wade in shallow water looking for fish. Even though they can be over 4 feet tall, they only weigh about 5 pounds. Most birds are really light because they need to fly. One thing that keeps all birds light is their hollow bones. Humans have been spearfishing for thousands of years. I bet we learned to do it from a bird like this heron. Some birds, like ducks and geese, are shaped like boats. That's because that shape is really good at floating. Swallows, on the other hand, are really aerodynamic, which means they can move really fast. Their tail is also split, which helps them turn really fast to catch bugs flying in midair. You'll often see them living by bridges because lots of insects like to hide under the shade of the bridge. And they'll eat little insects called water skimmers that float on the top of the surface. Woodpeckers use their really pointy beaks to poke holes in wood to look for insects and to build their nests. Crows are really smart and curious, so whenever a crow is interested in something, so am I. This crow happened to find a great horned owl. These two birds usually don't interact because crows are awake during the day, called diurnal, And owls are awake at night, called nocturnal. The crows don't like the owls because at night they are a dangerous predator. Owls have incredible hearing, huge eyes for night vision, and super fluffy feathers that allow the owl to fly silently so they can sneak up on their prey. During the day though, crows definitely have an advantage by being able to move way quicker than the owl, without those big fluffy feathers. Crows can remember faces for over 10 years, especially if it's a dangerous one. This crow is calling out to other crows, and to everything else in the woods, that this owl is a threat. Here's a bird that you might think that when you hear it, you might think it's an owl. They're called mourning doves because they kind of have a really sad sound. Mourning is another word for feeling sad. These birds are very similar to their cousins in the city, the pigeons. But unlike their cousins in the city, they're really shy. Here's another nocturnal flying animal. It's not a bird though. This is a bat. One way you can tell the difference between bats and birds is bats tend to dart around really fast and make really quick turns. Bats can catch insects so quickly in the dark because they don't use their eyes to hunt. They make little tiny noises with their mouth to try to find where their prey is. So, I hope you guys really liked that video. I think a really cool experiment you could do at home is to try to make different paper airplanes and see how different designs would make them fly differently. You can find designs online that will make paper airplanes soar really high and long like a hawk, or they go turn really fast like a swallow, or maybe you can do things that birds can't do, like loop-de-loops and stuff like that. And then you can do things like time it to see how long can you make a paper airplane stay in the air, or how many loop-de-loops can you make a paper airplane go, and try to test them out, do different designs, and then look to see what shape is making that happen. Alright, have a good one. See you later.